Jakem Newtonem, obránce, 28 let. Vytáhlý ofenzivní back se narodil v americkém městečku San Jacinto. Přes juniorské zámořské soutěže se propracoval až do AHL. Už v sezóně 2012-2013 se poprvé přesunul do Evropy, a to do druhé nejvyšší italské soutěže. Po dalším roce za mořem se usadil na starém kontinentě, kde si vyzkoušel hokej znovu v Itálii, později ve Finsku a nakonec i v Čechách. Pod Bílou věž se přestěhoval i se svojí rodinou v říjnu 2016. Vážení fanoušci hradeckého hokeje, dobrý den. Vítám vás u dalšího vydání pořadu Na tribuně. Dnes netradičně vás nevítá Tomáš Borovec, ale vítám vás já. Využijeme této příležitosti, že Tomáš Borovec nám odcestoval do zahraničí a pozvali jsme si dneska Američana Jakea Newtona. Hello Jake, welcome Na tribuně. Let's start from the beginning. Tell us something about your childhood. You grew up in a small town, maybe small village in California with your sister and your family. And California is not like the hockey land. So where did you start to play hockey? Who brings you to hockey?
Yeah, well, actually, I was actually born in Arizona, and then shortly after we moved to Canada. So I would say being part Canadian, my mom and two sisters and my oldest brother are all Canadian. So I'd say probably living in Canada is what got us started, and then moving down to California, I think we just kind of brought it with us and started out in roller hockey. But yeah, like you said, in a small little town in Southern California, way deep in the desert. So it was hard to find any time to play hockey out there, but we managed.
Where did you actually start to play hockey? Where did you start to skate?
That would be in Canada. Just you know, around the house, on the driveway. You know, street hockey with my brothers and our cousins and everything, and friends. You know, on the street and everything. But yeah, just on the streets playing.
And the first club in California was?
It would. I don't know how it works here or in Europe, but it was like called an in-house league for like beginners. Yeah. The team was actually the Panthers. But the first like actual team would be the Riverside Jets.
Okay. I found on the map that the city is San
Jacinto.
Jacinto?
Yeah.
It's pretty close to San Bernardino.
Yes.
Do you know what's there? It's something interesting about America, actually about the whole world.
I don't know.
It was the first McDonald's ever.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
So we spoke about the beginnings. How did you start to skate? Yeah. The first club, the first league. What was that?
I don't know exactly what league, but I'd say the first league I played in that maybe somebody in Europe would know would be the North American Hockey League, the NAHL, yeah. Which is the route that you take or that people can take to get to college hockey.
Okay. In California, there is a lot of teams, a lot of sports. All the people here know like LA Lakers, the basketball, LA Riders, the American football. Yeah. So the hockey is not like a big sport in California, right?
Yeah, yes.
There is like 6, 7, 8 teams from those sports like baseball, basketball, American football. Yeah. And then there is like the hockey, you know, LA Kings, San Jose Sharks. Is it hard to compete with these sports, to like be a sportsman here?
Yeah,
in hockey?
I would say nowadays no. I'd say 20 years ago definitely. But I would say, you know, Wayne Gretzky coming to play in Los Angeles is, I'd say, what really started the hockey culture, I guess you could say, in California. You know, and then growing up, we had the Mighty Ducks movies to watch on, and that's kind of what got everybody, all the kids at least, attracted in the sport. But no, I'd say the you know, the Sharks with going to the Stanley Cup Finals last year certainly helps the sport as well in California. Kings winning it a couple years. 2 out of the 3 years or whatever they did. So yes and no, but I'd say these days it's right up there with football and basketball.
Okay. By the time you played in AHL, you went to you played for juniors team in Mighty Ducks, in LA Kings.
Yep.
How was this experience? Was there a chance to show up in NHL?
Well, when I played with the junior Ducks, it was only for a tournament that we went to Quebec, actually where Picard's from, and played in a tournament. So that was just a couple weeks that I played with them. But with the junior Kings, I played a lot. I actually went and helped out with a camp with the Kings. But I was still only playing in the USHL at the time, so there wasn't really much of an opportunity to go and play there. But I got some advice from some of the coaches there, which was nice, and I think helped direct me on which path I should go in hockey.
Well, okay, but once you decided to try the European hockey, what was the first league you went to in Europe?
Yeah, it was actually the second Italian league. It was the year of the lockout, the NHL lockout, that is. So it was 2012-13. So it was, a very difficult season, I'd say, for a lot of people in the hockey world. NHL going on a lockout certainly, affects the whole hockey world.
Okay, the players coming to the other leagues.
Yeah, coming to Europe, obviously I don't want to go and play in the second Italian league, but I got an offer to go and play on a team, and I didn't have anything else really on the table. And so my wife and I said, you know what, let's go on, let's go to Italy and see what it's like. And we experienced it, and we actually wound up winning the championship that year. So it was, a good experience.
There was a Finland then?
No, it was actually then back to America for one season, and then Italy, and then last season was in Finland.
Was in Finland?
Yeah.
How was the season in Finland? Because Italian hockey and Finland hockey is different. It's totally different, I guess. That was really hard.
Yeah, I would make it would be very hard to compare the two leagues. There are certainly good players in the Italian league, but it's just the Finnish league is one of the top leagues in the world. And the hockey last season was incredible. I had a really good time there. Things didn't go, quite as planned. And that's why I'm not there anymore. But no, it was, like I said, I don't think you can really compare the two leagues. I just don't know that it would be fair to the Finnish league to do that.
Okay. How does it happen that a player like you appears here in Czech Republic, in Hradec?
Yeah, well, it's it's kind of how it works. I would say for most players, they have an agent that represents them, and that's kind of how it happened. I was, we were back home. It was late. Seasons had already started over here in Europe, and my agent at the time had just said, "Hey, I got something for you." He told me what it is, and I'd spoken with Coach Sikora quite many times before coming here, and felt comfortable in making the decision to come here. And then and then I actually saw that the team was going to be playing in the Spengler Cup, and so I thought that'd be quite an opportunity to go and play in that, because I've heard nothing but good things about it. So yeah.
Let's just talk more about your international experience, because I found that since the season 2006-2007, you changed 11 teams in 4 countries. Is it your way to see the new people, to meet the new people, to play a different hockey? Is it a way of life?
Well, to be honest with you, growing up playing hockey, it was always my dream to play in the NHL. I got that opportunity, and things didn't go my way. And this is, as a North American, if things aren't going your way so much back home, you kind of just make that leap to come over to Europe. I never dreamt of doing this, but this is just kind of where my path has led me. And, it is nice to see different parts of the world and get to learn different cultures. And I think it's especially, pretty awesome for my kids to be so young. They've flown 20 times both already, and they're only 3 years old. So I think it's good for them too to learn different values, things from different cultures. I think that's important.
So you say they're 2 years old, it's not a time to settle down?
No,
right?
No, not at all. They won't remember most of this right now anyway, so it's okay.
Okay, we mentioned your family. You bring your wife here with 2 kids. Yep. How do they like it here?
Yeah, they like it. They like it a lot. It's especially nice now with the sun starting to peek out more often, so it's nice to get out on more walks and things like that. But no, they've been here. They came a month after I did, so they've been here for now 3 months or so. And yeah, it's a good, nice city to walk around in, and we've become pretty attached to the food scene around here. We're big food people, and so we're eating out quite often, and really like the food here as well. So.
Okay. Does your wife? What is she doing here?
Well, at first, she actually just graduated college. When was it? The beginning of December. So she graduated, with her bachelor's degree. So she did that, and then, she's just being the best mother in the world.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. It's great for your kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's get back to hockey. I think you adapt well to our Czech hockey, to Extraliga, especially. How do you like the style, the hockey here?
Yeah, no, it's good style. I'd compare it quite a lot to the Finnish league as well. More of a defensive league, but you can tell, watching guys from every team that there's definitely a lot of skill in the league. So I think I had a little bit of a struggle in the beginning when I first came over. I don't know if that had anything to do with the jet lag, or I came into the team already had played 9 games, so I think that makes it a bit difficult. But I think once I was able to get myself established and get to know the coaches and the players well, then I think I started to perform better. So
you played about 40 games. You make some goals, you make some assists. Most of the games you play with Steiny.
Yep.
He is kind of a different player from you. He's more physical.
Yep.
He's more hitting, more defense player. You are the offensive guy and this defense. Most of the time also dangers for the goalies.
Yep.
Is it your way? Is it the way you play hockey, more offensive? Because all the fans can see that your offensive skill and sense is different from the European players.
Yeah. I would definitely say, it was my offensive, obviously I'm a defenseman, so defense comes first, but I do like to, be a part of the action.
Support them.
Support the forwards, and I think it's, especially in today's game, everybody is so good. So for our forwards to go 3-on-3 and for us to expect them to score every time is a bit crazy. So I like to try and join the rush and make it maybe a 4-on-3 every now and then. And it's just how I play. I think it's very exciting. I think, as you say, the fans like to see that. I don't know. It's just that's how I always have played, and I think that's what gave me the opportunity to play in the NHL. Didn't go that way, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Okay. What is a personal target? What do you want to achieve here in the team? Because actually, all the players, all the teams want to win the cup. Yep. They want to win the league. So what is Jake's Newton target?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to put it right there with it. I've only won 1 championship before, and that was, like I mentioned before, in the Italian league. So to add another championship to my resume, I think would be pretty awesome. Just to continue, playing the way I am and continue to help the team win games.
This season is special for the team, for the club, for the fans. You guys went to Davos, the Spengler Cup. How was this experience for you? Because it's one of the most prestigious club tournament on the world.
Yeah, it was quite the experience. I'd actually spoken to some buddies prior to the tournament who had played in it before, and they had said, they felt like a kid playing again out there. As I'm sure the fans saw and you guys saw, every game was sold out, no matter if it was, us or the teams from Russia playing there. It was just walking around the city at the time. It was just an eye-opening experience, very unique and very different, and I was, very happy to be a part of it.
Okay. Right after the Spengler Cup, you had 9 games in 19 days, right?
Yep.
That was too difficult. It was tough.
Yeah, I would say so, but I would actually say that experience at the Davos, or in Davos, definitely helped with it. Playing at that high elevation that we played at, we had 3 games in 3 days against top-notch, skill and players. In the KHL, the team we played there and we were actually able to beat was, quite the experience for us. And then, playing against Lugano, those are top teams in Europe. So I think we definitely brought the experience that we had from there and brought it to our league. It's tough, but get some optional skates here and there, and guys are able to rest a little bit. But I just think it's just being focused and playing to our systems, and that will always help the team to be successful.
How do you relax if there is a lot of games? How do you relax?
It's hard to say, but for myself, being a family guy, really trying to embrace the time I have at home, because like you said, 9 games in 19 days, there's probably more time at the rink than there is at home. So you just try and leave the hockey stuff at the rink, and then when you go home, you know, just try and be home, you know, not worrying about anything else. And I think that kind of mentally can help you recharge a little bit.
You seem to be very popular here for our fans. Did you enjoy that? Did you like that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know, it is pretty cool seeing all of the you know, the American flags that are out there. You know, I've said it from the beginning. I think these are the best fans in the league. You know, they follow us wherever we go, whether it be, you know, 3 hours away, 4 hours away. I think, you know, it's tremendous, and the chants and the craziness that they bring. It's you know, it's very unique, especially in America. You know, we don't really have that type of emotion from the fans. It's more like a get together for them. But here, you know, they're passionate. They have pride in the team, and I think it shows every night.
Okay, Jake. Thank you for coming to our show, and enjoy the rest of the season here.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for all the support, and we'll see you guys next time.
To byl Jakem Newton. Děkuji za pozornost a příště už s Tomášem Borovcem na tribuně. Naschledanou.